Hello guys, welcome back. Welcome to Nest for Code, the place where code nourish. So in the last session we have seen right how loops work, what is for loop, why do we need loops, what is a break keyword, what is a continue keyword, right? So we have seen the continue keyword in the last session. Like if you missed the last session, you can just go through, you can get the link and you can just go through the last session. Okay, so in today's session we'll discuss about something like a pass keyword. What does pass keyword do? And we'll also see the while loop. And then after that, we'll see a few problems based on the loops. Okay, so let's start. So guys, what is a pass keyword? Like let us suppose you're writing a loop, right? It can be anything for I say range in 0, 10. And I don't want to put any statement for now in the loop. And why do you do like okay, so if I just say like write something like this and press enter, it will give me an exception, right? It's giving us an error, unexpected end of file while parsing, right? So this is the error we are getting if we are executing loop, right? Without any statements inside the loop, right? So yeah, but what we want to do, let us suppose we know that what are the range, what we want to run the loop, but we don't know right now that what we want to put into the loop, right? Or what statement or what the functionality will go inside the loop. But I know that I will need this loop in my code, but right now I'm not sure about the what all will go inside this loop, right? So what I can do, I can simply put pass keyword here. So what does pass means? Pass is a valid statement, but it will not do anything, right? It will allow you to have a loop like this without any other statements, right? So if I just execute it, this is a valid loop. But yeah, for now, we don't know what we want to put inside the loop. So we just, it's kind of a skeleton we have, like we know what's the condition it will go through. But yeah, we don't know the statement. So we can just have it as a pass. Okay. Yeah. So next things which comes in, right, is while loop. It is. So I think we can live with for loop also, but there is a while loop also. What while loop do? In while loop, we have a condition, and for the point the condition is satisfied, the loop will keep executing whatever the statements are inside the while loop. And we can also use like break keywords or continue keyword inside the while loop also. So we can say, let us suppose I want to execute a loop. Let us suppose if I write, I'm saying say I equal to 10, I will say I equal to 10, okay. I will say like I equal to 0, and y say I is less than 10, print I. So what will the output of this program? Okay. So if we see this program, it look like maybe it will print from 0 to 9. But guys, what it will do? I is 0, yeah, I is 0 is less than 10, yes, it will print 0. Then again I is less than 10, yes, it will continuously print 0 for us. Because we are not incrementing I, right? I is always what? I is always 0 and it will be 0, right? So it will keep going on printing 0 and I will not execute this here because, okay, if you want, I can execute, but this might crash the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, let's see. Don't worry, we are programmer, right? We don't worry. So you can see, right? It's not stop, it's continuously printing 0 because we are not incrementing I anywhere, right? So what's happening here? Okay, let me stop before it crash Jupyter Notebook. Yeah. So I is equal to, I said 0, and when while I is less than 10, we are printing I. So this is a condition for while loop. But what will happen? It will not print 0 to 9. It will print from, it will continuously print 0 because this condition is always true. It's something like I have written while true and keep going on, right? And that's why it's continuously was printing 0. So by pressing this stop keyword, stop button, I have stopped this program. Otherwise, this would have crashed this Jupyter Notebook, right? Yeah. So what should be the right thing? Either we should put the increment condition or we should have some way to get out of this loop, right? So one thing can be, I can say I equal to I plus 1. So I will be now incrementing. So if I now execute it, now it will print from 0 to 9, right? Yeah. So normally, right, when you know, right, you have a defined set that you want to go from 0 to 9, or you know proper range kind of thing, it's good to go with for loop. But yeah, like when you don't know But when you want to terminate based on some conditions, then it's better to go with while loop. So what would I say? Let us suppose you want to take an input from user, right? So I'm writing a loop with while true. What does while true will means? It's always in the condition I have said true. So there will be no chance of this condition to be false, right? This condition will always be true. This look weird, right? This loop will continuously running. So what you can do? Let us suppose I'm taking the input from the user. Yeah. Enter the number. Let us suppose I'm taking a number from a user, right? And when I'm taking a number from the user, let us suppose, or we'll say, let us suppose if the number is not say digit, something like this, right? If we are storing it in a variable a equal to number we have stored into a number whatever user is entering it, and we know, right, we have a digit method, right? Oh, sorry, we'll just take an input, not just print, right? Right. So we'll take if it's a digit or not, right? If it's digit is fine, but if it's not digit, right? So if it's not digit, so we'll just put not here, right? And we'll print number is not valid, right? Or we'll say please enter again. So what we are saying number is not valid. Please enter again. Or okay, let's make it a say sum of two numbers. We'll take two numbers. Okay, just first two. Let's do with one number. So we are taking a number as an input from a user, and if number is not valid, we want to add the number, like enter the number again. Okay. So what's happening here? We are asking user if number is not a digit. We are asking number is not valid, and this will go back to the loop because this is a loop with true conditions. This will execute again, and then we'll take the number again, right? Otherwise, what will be the case? The number is valid. So we'll just say thanks for valid number, right? But what will happen? Once else is done, it will again go to while condition and it's true. What will happen? This will start executing again, right? So we want to get, like once a user have entered a proper number, we just want to stop the loop. So what can I do? I can put a break here, right? And we know break what it will do, it will just stop the loop, right? Okay, so let's try this program. Let us suppose I have entered a number, say 1A. Oh, number is not valid, please enter again. I'm entered 1B. Oh, it's again not valid, enter again. Okay, I entered 12. Thanks for valid number. So you can see the difference here, right? Even we have used while true, but we know, right? We know we should always, right? So guys, in loop, you should always know what's your terminate condition. So here we know once a valid number comes in, it's like we will terminate the loop, right? Or there can be a conditions like where we are taking, say, user, like do you want to continue kind of thing. So I'll just show you one small example for this. Let us suppose if I'm saying while true, right? And we are showing we are doing some stuff, right? Like some stuff we are doing here, and we are saying, sorry, we are saying, do you want to continue, right? And user will say yes or no, right? So what we'll do here, if when we will check this, we will take this in an input, right? And let us suppose we are taking it saying user input, some variable I have defined, user input, right? Okay, we know if user input is equal to yes, so user wants to continue, right? Okay, what we will do here, let's write a small program which is adding two numbers, right? Okay, we're writing a program, say add two numbers. So we'll say input, enter number 1, right? B equal to input, enter number 2. So this is program which is taking two numbers. We can expect user is entering for now proper numbers because our objective is of this program is not validation in terms of the numbers, right? And here we are saying int, this will be enter number 2 and sum will be A plus B. But let us suppose user wants to add two numbers, or we have written a say menu-based program where it's a like of a calculator where not just sum we can do or other operations also. So when user said you want to continue, it's good, right? Our program will run, right? If user say no, so what we'll do? We have to get out of the this loop, right? The program or our software should stop. Okay, thanks for being here, something like this. Yes, share your feedback. Or we say goodbye, anything like this, and we just say break. Okay, guys. So thank you. You were here. You don't want to continue. By default, we know if user entered Y, sorry, if user entered yes, well, it will again show the menu, right? But let us suppose if user have not entered, say yes or no. So what we'll do? We need to check if it's an invalid choice, right? So if user say entered the invalid choice, so what we should do in this case? If user input, right? If it's not equal to what? Yes. Or I will say and, right? It should be and. And if user input is not equal to, if it's not equal to yes or no, what we'll say? We'll just print something. Invalid choice. Enter again, right? Oh, so this is tricky now. What's tricky here? We are taking the user input, but when we show this message, right, what will happen? The loop will execute again and it will again starting enter number 1, 2, right? So somehow we should do this maybe in the starting, right? Okay, so what we'll do here? This should go here. Okay, but we have not taken any input from the user so far, right? Right? We have not taken any input from the user so far, and this variable is also not defined, right? So what should we do? Because this variable, right, either it should be defined before this. Okay, so let's take, we'll just move it, say, at the top that you want to continue. If user say yes, we'll just show him you have entered invalid choice. This will go inside it. If it's a valid choice, we'll just execute this and we'll do the sum and we'll print the sum, right? Right? Sum will be the sum value. And this should also go above, right? If user have entered, not entered, this will be invalid choice. Elif, we'll just check if the choice is no, it will this. Otherwise, we'll just take the two numbers as input and we'll print sum. Guys, but okay, let's execute this and see what's happening, right? Okay. Do you want to continue? Yes. Okay, enter number 1, I have entered 12, 30. Okay, sum 25. Do you want to continue? So you say blank. Invalid choice, enter again. So even our system is saying the user have entered an invalid choice, we are asking him the number, right? This should not be the case, right? This was the only reason we moved all this code at the top, because once user is not entering yes or no, what do we want it to do? We don't want it to, we wanted to ask him again. So what can we do here? What do you think? What can I do in this program if I don't want this enter number 1 to be printed here and I want the user to enter the choice again? So what do you think? What can be the? So guys, we know, right? When user is entering this invalid choice, we don't want to go with this, right? So what we want to do here? We want to go again with the loop condition, which is do you want to continue? So we'll just continue here, because once we write continue here, it will skip the rest of the code and it will go at the first line of the code, right? Right? So we just need to use continue keyword here, because we know whatever the choice which is entered by the user, it's not valid, and we cannot go with our rest of the program, right? Because our program is not expected to work because user have entered some invalid choice. Right? So we can just use continue here. Okay, let's see if it works now for us. Okay, let's say user says yes. Okay, 12, 13, good. So let us suppose if user say blah, invalid choice, enter again. No, invalid choice, you have to enter again, right? So now it's handling properly. If user enter n is to terminate, it's terminating. Thanks for being here. Share your feedback. So yeah, guys. So this is a good example of taking in multiple inputs or continuous inputs from a user, right? Or this key, right? Okay, guys. And this is also an example of when we are asking user input again if the input is invalid. I think this was someone asking earlier also this case. And this is example for say while loop. Okay, guys. So I think this is what we have in while loop. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button and add your doubts in comments. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Also, don't forget to share it with your friends.